We OG, oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Rooms is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro.
Run stuff.
Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, like it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nuki on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. Started Satoshi's nothing above me. Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution, ayy. Bitcoin is the one, no substitution, ayy. With Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What's up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys. We are live for another Ordinal hour, and it's gonna be amazing, guys. So we were up late last night. We did a members video. If you are a member, go check that video out. It's kind of taking you through everything we've done so far in the 5K to 100K challenge. Come along on the journey with us. If you're a member, those videos are open for you. Just go check them out. It was exciting. Yagobi did a great job of breaking each asset that we have in the portfolio, and we got some DGen stuff in there. But it was fun, exciting. But if you watched us live last night, shout out to you. But if you haven't, just go check that video out. It's definitely worth a view over there. And if you're not a member, think about becoming a member. I think the challenge could help you as an investor, kind of seeing the stuff that we do. We're not telling you to buy anything we're buying. We're just kind of showing you how to manage a portfolio. And that's why that's a big deal. But we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm lying. There's not a lot of stuff to talk about, so we're gonna jump into some market updates today. It should be good. But we got some stuff. We got the track stuff, Inscripedia. We're gonna talk about a little bit. There's an update from Practical Bitcoin, so we're gonna get into all that stuff. But without further ado, here I'm bringing my partner here as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
Yeah, man. So, how's everything with you? I know Bitcoin's pumping, so you're probably a very happy man. But you did miss your target today.
I did miss my target. I definitely didn't expect the bullish sentiment or bullish price action today. I actually thought I was probably going to be a little bit over, right? So something with the price action flipped from yesterday to today, and the 4-hour chart's actually looking really good, and we might have an exciting weekend, which we typically don't, right? Weekends are typically boring, not a bunch of liquidity pumped in, but this weekend might be exciting, because it's the weekend before the big conference. I think people are expecting to hear some announcements from Trump with using Bitcoin as kind of a reserve asset for the dollar, as well as other announcements. OpCat might be announced. There's a lot of speculation and expectation with this conference. So there could be some whales that are just, trying to stack up right now before this conference.
Yeah, for sure. So just so you guys know that next week, Thursday and Friday, we will not be live. I'm not sure we're going to do Wednesday yet. We might might do like a pre-record for Wednesday, maybe a quick market update. We'll put it out around the same time or something like that. So we're not really sure, 100% sure. So next week's going to be a little different for us at Ordinal Revolution. But look for shorts. I'm going to make a lot of shorts while I'm there, kind of showing you guys if you can't make it, kind of what it looks like inside the conference, and maybe I'll find some people around and get some quick shorts. And we're going to do some videos as well, but they probably won't be able to be edited till we get back and stuff like that. So we're going to do a lot of that stuff, and that should be fun. But yeah, to your point, man, Bitcoin's running, and it's running hard. And what normally happens though is if we have a really good Friday, I feel like the weekend's kind of the opposite. Or if we have a really bad Friday, the weekend's the opposite. But in a bull market, it's not like that. In a bull market, it's just rampant upward momentum, and I think we're about to enter that.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know, the chart timeframes really can give you some sort of, you know, a place to start in terms of predicting where Bitcoin's price point will go. And right now, the 4-hour chart to me is really looking juicy. It really kind of reversed trend pretty quickly, and it looks like a healthy reverse. So that's what's making me feel like this is kind of, you know, along with this buy pressure that came out of nowhere later yesterday, is going to be like a fun weekend. You know, like I said, weekends typically aren't that fun. They might move a little bit here or there. You might have a one-off weekend that, you know, gives some good momentum. But being that this weekend is before the conference, I think that we have a shot that this could, you know, see some good positive Bitcoin price action.
That's what I'm hoping. You're right. Yeah, I'm hoping so. All right, let's jump into the stuff. So we had a outage here. I'm not 100% sure what the hell happened, but I know banks down, airlines down, Microsoft down, but yet Bitcoin runs smoothly, producing blocks exactly every 10 minutes as intended. Not exactly every 10. Some are 30 and then some are 1. So, but on average, 10 minutes per block. But pretty crazy. You know, all the stock market stuff seems to be not doing well, but Bitcoin is just killing it right now.
Yeah, it's weird that the stock market stuff is kind of taking a dump and Bitcoin's starting to get some energy, but maybe people are selling off stocks and buying Bitcoin right before the conference and before this run up. Who knows what's happening? We're not able to track all those transactions. But one thing I will say is that this is bullish for a build up into the conference. We have typically seen post-conference price action pull back. So we might see something like that, or we might not. I mean, this is a unique Bitcoin conference, right? David Baker said that they should have rented out an arena, and so that means a ton of people are coming. I think the energy is going to be very different. You're not going to see the traditional boring Bitcoin laser-eyed podcasters. You're going to see a lot of Billy Cat glasses. So let's go Billy community. I think that a lot of that. You'll see a lot of wizard hats. You'll see like people, you know, showing off their frogs with shirts or whatever they got, right? So it's going to be a fun one, I think, and we're going to be right in the middle of it, right? So we were you know, blessed enough to get these media passes. So hopefully we can bring you guys, you know, from what it looks like on the inside.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, so next Thursday is the mining day. I'm actually more excited for that. I think the mining aspect of Bitcoin is very underappreciated, in my opinion. I think that, you know, those guys are the you know, the soul of what we do here. I mean, they take our money, right, when we try to buy our JPEGs. So I'm bullish to talk to some miners and kind of get maybe their inside analysis on a lot of things. So, and maybe get them on the show eventually down the line as well. But moving on here, Fred Krueger, he says we've cleared the FTX, Genesis, Grayscale, and Germany. Gox is the final boss. When we clear this level, there will be no more enemies. Clear skies to 100K. I want to get your opinion on this. I feel like Bob Lucas and Fred Krueger seem to be one of my two favorite Twitter personalities. What do you think about this comment right here?
I mean, it's pretty straightforward, right? We've gotten through all these hurdles, and he's saying Gox is really that FUD headline that the bears can use. That's one of the only ones left, right? So, but I think Gox is probably the least that I'm afraid of, because a lot of people that were holding Bitcoin during those days, they know what Bitcoin is about, right? So 100%. They're not about to liquidate their entire Gox holdings for, you know, these prices, in my opinion. Some might, you know, because they bought pretty cheap, but you know, I think that they're wanting to experience the benefit of Bitcoin crossing over 6 figures. And that's going to be a glorious day, I think, for all of us and the Gox people. So yeah, even though it is the final boss in terms of one of those headlines that bears can use, still I'd rather have Gox than, you know, FTX for sure, and some of these other ones, right? So
yeah, I was like, I was originally thinking that the Mount Gox things was you know, kind of like bad, but it seems like they're waiting to give this Bitcoin to the holders until we get into an exciting time, right? When the buying and the sell pressure just isn't there. It's just like the buy pressure is just outweighing the sell pressure. So if they do drop these tokens to the people, then you know it's going to get absorbed pretty quickly. So this is actually a good thing. The longer we wait for this to come out, the more buy pressure there's going to be to suck up these coins. Even if like I think only 10% of these coins are going to get sold too, because I think if you've been in around 2013, yes, you might have sold your Bitcoin early, you might have did dumb stuff, you might need the money, but if you understand the 4-year cycle, if you've been around since 2013, you've seen 3 cycles already, right? So you know where this is going. You're a Bitcoiner. You're like, you know, if you have Bitcoin or not at that point, you understand Bitcoin, and the sell right before a bull market, you know, is stupid. But selling, maybe they'll take some profit, but I think only 10% of the full amount gets sold until you know, Bitcoin hits 400K, 500K.
yeah, I don't know if it's going to take that long, but you know, I think 10% is fair for leading up to the 6-figure mark. Maybe even a little bit too much. I think, you know, once you cross the 6-figure mark, people will probably start to take more profit, I would imagine, because like you're talking about like now, like Bitcoin has hit like a huge milestone, right? You've crossed 6 figures, and between 100 and 200K, you know, it took a lot to get between 0 to 100K, right? Now, how much more buy pressure will it take to get between 100 and 200K? We don't know. We haven't been in that territory. And we're also talking about like in a really hyper buy pressure environment, right? When we're in the peak of the bull. So it could easily get there, or it could be methodical. You know, I think we're going to learn a lot, you know, pretty quick, because I think when we cross 100K, we're going to be in good territory.
I agree. Yep. Turns out the real reason why Donald Trump embraced Bitcoin was because he was jealous of the positive attention Nayib Bukele, the president of El Salvador, was receiving.
Yeah, I don't think that's why. I think that he has been, you know, supported by people that are in the Bitcoin and crypto industry, and has learned. People have really talked to him and broken it down for him on why Bitcoin is going to be really good for the U.S. That's my opinion on it. I don't think it had anything to do with that. Although, you know, that was interesting, some of the statements yesterday that he made, but it had nothing to do with crypto, in my opinion, right? So I don't know. That's kind of a weird headline.
Yeah. I disagree. I think so. Trump said he started learning about Bitcoin 2 years ago. So 2 years ago today is when Nayib Bukele went into a Bitcoin standard, right? I want to say it was around like 2021, 2022 is when he started buying the Bitcoin heavily. I mean, he did get in, I want to say August of 2021, which was the back end, but he really just didn't start buying heavily until 2022. So Trump's been reading about. Trump is a political guy. He studies his opponents. He studies worldwide thing, and Nayib Bukele's been getting a lot of attention. I think there was no reason for him to put Bukele in his speech last night if he wasn't trying to be or trying to learn from the positive stuff that he's been doing with Bitcoin. Because, I mean, he's getting a lot of attention. Yeah, Trump did come at him for emptying out his prisons into the United States, which did happen. But when you have an open border, Trump said he would do the same, right? So in that situation, but I do think Trump shouldn't even really know this guy's name. El Salvador is such a small country; like no one should know Bukele's name.
You mean without
Bitcoin? Without Bitcoin,
and turning the country from like the highest crime rate to the lowest. Yeah, that's a big news line too.
Yeah, but the Bitcoin, I mean, now you've banked a country full of unbanked people for the first time using the Bitcoin ledger. You know, so that's huge. Like that, and your GDP skyrocketed 50% as well. Which is
but
insane.
I mean, like, I think if we're saying that, like, you know, Trump was jealous of the attention that he's getting, I think we're
Yeah,
because that's what this headline says, right?
Well, it kind of he saw the attention that he's getting from Bitcoin, and I think Trump wants that as well. That's why I mean Trump's full on Bitcoin. Trump's bigger than Kelly in Bitcoin right now, and I think there's a reason for that.
What do you mean by bigger than Bukele
like,
on it?
He's going hard in it right now. Like he's coming to Bitcoin conference. You know what I mean? Like he's going on out there. He's telling we're going to back the dollar by Bitcoin. That's huge. I mean, this is the United States.
Yeah.
This isn't some small country in South America. Like this is the biggest country in the world.
Well, I wouldn't say
huge.
he's bigger than him on it, but like he's in the spot, like the spotlight, because it is bigger because of the U.S. and all that stuff, and it's Trump. Yeah, but I mean, I think maybe just all of it together, he might be feeling a little bit. But I think that's painting Trump in this light of like an immature. Which okay, look, you can be on that side or not. Get deeper into it, but like. I think that I would hope, especially after last weekend, that like he's not looking at things that way. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
I just think that Trump's all about getting America great again, right? He's all about getting America and seeing the keep with Kelly and not studying what he has done for that country is stupid. And I think that
I think it is stupid, but you don't have to be jealous of anybody.
In.
You just follow the playbook, and then you become the center of attention already because you're in the United States.
I'm just saying, everyone was jealous of Tom Brady, right, or the Patriots at one point, right? So it's just kind of like that. It's just kind of seeing you can see jealousy in two different things. You can see jealousy as America should be that. America, I'm jealous that America is not going full on Bitcoin standard like El Salvador did 2 years ago, right? So I definitely see that as being it. But we'll move on here. This is pretty big. So this is legendary hedge fund manager Hugh Hendry. He says Bitcoin can triple in price. I think Hendry is not bullish enough, but this is coming from somebody who is inside. I mean, when this guy talks, people listen, right? He is the hedge fund leader. He's like a god to Wall Street, and he's coming out and saying Bitcoin can triple in price, which puts Bitcoin at 180K.
Yeah, I remember these headlines in 2017, but they're like times 20 right now or times 50 right now, because in 2017, half of the headlines believed what they were saying, half of the headlines were just trying to pump price and really just make out well, right? This situation, I feel like it's more like 80% believe what they're saying, 20% are just trying to pump the price. So you have to remember, like, whenever you're in a big position like someone like this, people take you seriously, you're gonna make an effect on your opinion, right? And so I think we're going to see tons more of this. Now, it's more legitimate in terms of people like us that have been in crypto for this long, been in Bitcoin for this long, and we know where it's heading. So something like this, we can kind of get behind and be like, okay, triple, yeah, cool, whatever. What would that be at? Like 180, right under 200,000, right? So that makes sense for him to say this. So we can kind of use logic and say, okay, this guy's more legitimate. But if someone were to come out and say, Bitcoin's going to 2 million this cycle, then we know that's kind of goes into that other bucket, right?
Yeah. 100%. Yep. All right, going out. Last thing. So, crypto exchange Kraken paid Dave Portnoy, the Barstool Bitcoin and sponsorship deal. So, I didn't know this about Kraken, but they're paying people in Bitcoin, which is pretty awesome to do the sponsorship deals. And I looked into this a little bit. It's not just Portnoy. It's they pay pretty much all their sponsorships in Bitcoin, and I think this is the first American company to do this, and I think this continues. I think that is. I know Saquon Barkley takes his sponsorship deals in Bitcoin, but that's he's using a secondary company like Strike to do so. If Kraken can kind of do that type of stuff, you could see Kraken being not just a part of just like exchange, but an actual like potentially this big sponsorship program that they're putting on. I think it's pretty big.
Yeah, and I love that they're paying out in Bitcoin, and I love that people are accepting it in Bitcoin, because it's it's showing that people have more and more confidence in Bitcoin and receiving it as compensation, right?
Yeah.
So,
and the fact that Portnoy took it as a compensation. So
yeah, imagine these. Let's say that the U.S. does a 180, right, and we become this thriving, top, innovative country of Bitcoin companies and crypto companies, right? And imagine like that gets integrated in the corporate world. Now imagine like you're, in a good spot, you're a supervisor, maybe you get to become a director, and now your annual bonus is you can choose either Bitcoin or, fiat, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge, right? Like if stuff starts getting adopted that way, because now you could look at Bitcoin as a retirement type of asset, that could be thrown in, and that's something too. They might start offering that in retirement funds, So it's going to be very interesting to see, how the U.S. if Trump gets elected, if all these plans follow suit, how the U.S. will adjust in everyday life now that we are pro Bitcoin and our it's a reserve for our currency. How it's going to be integrated into corporations and just everyday life. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I agree. All right, it's time for the Bitcoin Fear and Greed. What is your guess today? You've been pretty close. Not too bad.
So what did it go back to yesterday? I can't remember.
Yesterday was 61. Last week was a 25.
Okay. I'm gonna say it's 74 because I'm gonna say 74.
You got to remember. Hold on, I want you to change your answer. You have to remember that this number comes at 8 p.m. yesterday.
Okay, yeah. So maybe it wasn't as bullish last night.
Yeah.
In price action. Okay, so maybe 67.
60.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means that push up started at that was okay. So that started at 5 a.m. this morning. Okay, so that makes sense.
Yep. So this number, I think you're right. Going into 8 p.m. tonight, I do think we're in the 70s for sure.
I'm all over the place on this damn chart or this meter. Like I actually hate it now because like I can't get it right, and it's like not going in the direction that I want it to. I'm actually happy that it is at 60 though, and it's not at 74 or whatever I just guessed, because it means that tonight is probably going to go to like 74.
Yeah. I'm convinced. I wish it was a live one where it could just like.
They should have that.
But that'd be pretty cool. All right, it's that time of the show. We kind of jump into the charts on this beautiful Friday. Let's check out the charts.
Let's do it. But before we do that, guys, if you are watching us on YouTube, please smash that like for us and subscribe if you're not subscribed to our channel, and turn on your notifications so you can see when we go live. On Twitter, please share this space. We want to onboard as many people as possible. But yes, let's get into the charts here. It's pretty straightforward today, honestly. I mean, this is the hour chart. It's just looking extremely bullish still. We started to take off here at 5 a.m. this morning. You can see we were sitting at 63.8, and it just really just created this huge flagpole here. Just uptrend is what I'm, it's obvious to everybody. We're just seeing an uptrend pattern until something starts to break off, or, continuation of it. We'll see. The stochastic RSI is telling us that we bumped up here yesterday evening, and then tried to come into oversold territory, but nope, something changed, right? And then bumped back up. I don't know if it was the RNC, like Trump's speech last night or something, definitely pumped us back up here. The MACD looks very strong still. You have the blue line up here, the red line down here, orange line down here. The candles are still bigger than the last. They're still dark. There's no weakness showing here. It's crazy. Now, this does tell me that we've been going on since 5 a.m. So I don't know how long this continues, right? But this is the 4-hour chart right here. And this is what makes me excited for the weekend. So you can see this green candle produced here. This was the one that started at 5 a.m. And we did touch down into oversold 2 days ago, right? And so it's not like we just touched down here and bounce right back up. That's what makes me feel like we could hang out or start to go up and continue up, is that we were hanging out in oversold territory for a while, for about 2 days straight. It looks like the MACD is starting to weaken as well. You can see the lines kind of coming together here. So if we can get a continuation here, which just showed that we just pulled back $200, but if we can get a continuation here, then we can pull out of this, oversold territory, and the next 2 days, this weekend could be fun. This is the reason why I'm saying that. Now, if there is a big pullback, we could kind of just hang out down here for a little bit longer, and then maybe have to wait till Monday for that to happen. But either way, I don't think it's going to take too long, because we have been here for 2 days, like I said, and we can definitely pull back out. That's what I'm thinking. I'm hoping, we have a fun weekend before the conference next week. On the 12-hour chart here, we did kind of dip a little bit, but then it looks like we might come back up here, right? It was weakening here on the MACD on the 12-hour chart, but the blue and orange lines still got some space in between them. They're not, touching yet or kind of heading towards each other. But, the biggest thing is if we do have a good weekend and a good rest of today, this can bounce back up, and then we remain up here for the remainder of this month at least. And hey, who knows how August is going to be. But, maybe we don't see 60,000 again. Maybe we do. I'm not sure. But one thing I will say is that I'm sticking to my guns with the rest of July. I think that, we possibly knock on the door of an all-time high and definitely knock on the door of 70K. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, man. So knock it on that door. Knock, knock, knock. 70K. I think we hit 70K next week. I truly think that. I think the bull run starts. I think it truly starts. There's just too much. I mean, we come on here every day, and the banners they're normally filled with Bitcoin stuff, right? A hedge fund manager, a president, vice president owning like a crap load of Avalanche, right? He's the third or the fifth largest holder of Avalanche. Like it's just too much that it's eventually going to explode. I feel like we're just getting bottled up right now of energy, and eventually it's going to like break the glass, and we're just going to fly up. And I think it's going to happen soon. And when it does happen, I just don't think really anyone is prepared for the explosion of assets and price. We're going to enter a price discovery mode for the largest asset in our space, which is going to launch everything else with it. It's going to be absolutely insane. But we'll see.
And I think people, like I said, this could be whales purchasing, or this could be, I mean, let's try to take every angle here. This could be a fake out, market makers faking this out, saying, okay, but remember what we just came out of, a month of blood. Like that was a month of blood, and it was difficult to really get through that, because we were so bullish before, and a bunch of people tried to time the bottoms, getting wrecked, trading leverage, and all that stuff. And this could be a fake out, saying, "Oh, they all think we're back, but we're not." But I don't have that energy with that. But it could also be whales and just people just buying Bitcoin that know the space and anticipating some big announcements this next week at the conference.
I agree. Yeah, man. All right, let's keep it moving here. Let's get into the roll call. Let's see who's here, guys. Roll call matters. You don't really watch the show unless you're in the roll call. So let's just see who is here today. And on the show, first is first. And it looks like AOD Art, Tim Baker, got it again. 2 days in a row. It might have been 3 days in a row. But shout out to you, Tim. You win today again. You, man, this guy's a winner, bro. He doesn't work.
He's a winner.
Chills on his boat. Shout out to Tim. KDN is in the building. Shout out to KDN with his my favorite. I love the gold. The gold.
Oh man, the golds are dope. Yeah.
With the glasses, dude. You might have the best PFP I've ever seen. I definitely love it. The gold with the halo and the glasses. That's just awesome. And shout out to our guy Yashir, man. GM guys, my respect to the early birds here. Shout out to you, my friend. You help us out every single morning. Yashir is one of our moderators, and we appreciate him a lot. Thank you, sir. We're gonna go. We got a new member. This was actually last night, but shout out to you, No Limit, dude. Thank you so much for joining the membership group. Appreciate that.
Yes. No limit.
Piccolo, no limit, dude.
Soldiers.
Piccolo is here. He says, "What's good, fam? What's good, Piccolo?" I Walk Alone is here. I love reading your comments, my friend. He says, "GM Order Revolution fam, you already know what I'm gonna say. Let's effing go. 30K subs. We've been slacking on the subs, man. It's chilling at 22,000. That's just kind of how it goes, man. We just skyrocket and flat. We're like Bitcoin a little bit with our subs. When Bitcoin goes up, we go up. When Bitcoin sits sideways, we go sideways. So it's pretty cool. Yashir says, guys, there's a global outage of online service like banks, exchanges, and stock markets due to cybersecurity issue. Be really careful. What does he mean? Be very careful. Like, what could that do? I guess cybersecurity going down. I guess it's easy to get hacked.
Yeah, well, I mean, of course, right? Like cybersecurity is very, very important, especially with just securing servers and data and accessibility. And I mean, right now it seems like the Microsoft OS is what has been attacked, right? So we're seeing people talk about the blue screen of death, but the crazy thing about it is worldwide, right? And it affected flights. So it affected like convenience store systems, flight systems, different things. But it seems to be just one company that had a lot of coverage. But obviously there's other cyber security companies that cover other areas too, right? So it wasn't everybody, but it was enough to kind of rattle you. So yeah, I think you should always just be careful, about your PC and stuff like that. Always have MFAs and stuff like that. But yeah, I think he's just trying to put a warning out there.
Sounds good. Thank you, Asher. Shout out to our boy Danny Boy. He says we'll do GM everyone. Shout out to you, my friend. And we have Mr. Sheedy's in the building. Danny is one of our mods, by the way. Shout out to Danny. And then Mr. Sheedy says, good morning, everyone. I hope you all have a great day. Shout out to you, my friend. Sheedy won a cat last week, so that was awesome that one of our community members won that thing. Appreciate you. One of our everyday community members won. Shout out to you, Mr. Sheedy. Reziak is in the building. Claudio is here. He said, yo, what's up, legends? What's up, Claudio? Lackey Lukey is here. Dream Baked. I feel like you've been here every single day these days. You and Lackey Lukey, man. You guys are like back to back every day. Shout out to both of you guys. So Fluid got our leaderboard yet? We're gonna have him on the show later, so I don't know. It's probably we should have checked that. But shout out to you. Joko is here. No. It says GM Dgens. D Love is here. Babu Amir is here. He said, Mr. Yagobi, what up, buddy? Mighty Sonu is here. D Love joined the memberships again. Shout out to you, D Love. Thank you so much for I think it's your second or third time becoming a member. Thank you so much. Cheaty is here. Said, what up, guys? Sixes is here. Bitrenz is in the building. Shout out to E-Buck is here. Ant-Man is here. Bishop Studio Vault. I think it's your first time seeing your name, but it's GM. Let's get that bread. Honk honk. Shout out to you. Awesome. Cool PFP. So Patty Vu is here. Shout out to you, the Bitcoin machine himself. Itatoshi is here. No Limit Dude says Bitcoin uptime 4,148 days and counting. All right. Zoom out. Itatoshi
Never
is
down.
Here. Yasher is here. Amir is here. Titus is here. Shout out to Titus. He won one of the cats. We're gonna give away two more cats next week on the Monday and Tuesday that we're here. So look out for that. Jesus is here. David Heyman is here. Sayin is here. Coach Katz, bring in the coffee and the donuts every single day. We appreciate you, my friend. Crypto Noob. Wayne Taylor is here. I think you're like third or fourth day in a row. Shout out to you. Nighthawk UXL is here. Mike's World. Shout out to Mike's World. You are a legend, my friend. Steamy J is here. And then Superman, always coming in at the end. Superman himself, Kal-El. Shout out to you. Oh, Carlos CLS right at the bottom with a ribbit. Just made the roll call. Shout out to you. And that will end this Friday roll call, guys.
Yep. Just keep staying consistent. That's what there we go. We got one more.
Crypto Cats just got in. Shout out to you joining late. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, we preach consistency on this channel, on this show, because we remember when we weren't necessarily consistent in the previous cycles, right? And imagined if we were, right? So that's the biggest thing, learning as much as you can, staying on top of things, news updates, project updates, what's coming to the space. All those things are so important, and you just add them together, a part of your strategy. And so that's what we preach here.
Huge sweep on the Billy Cats. Just got up to 0.17.
Nice. Yeah, they touched down to like 0.0015. So that's big.
Yeah, I grabbed that one at 0.0015. that's why I was just looking. I was like, if I get anywhere near 0.0015, I'm snatching a bag full. I'll just keep going. I'll go to 100 Billy Cats. I don't care. I'm either gonna be very happy with that or very sad, but only time will tell. They definitely have that Goosano vibe to me. That I just the price action just reminds me of the Goosano so much of how that reacted in the very beginning. And Goosano's got all the way up to about I don't think I say $1,100. So maybe a little more than that if I remember.
Well, and I think like Goosano's was really cool because like there was artists behind it, but it was very kind of simplistic art, right? It was it's kind of like that 8-bit of good, but with the Billy Cats, it's very symbolic with Bitcoin because of the B. I know I highlight that all the time, but also there's just unique designs with all these cats. So there's a similarity in terms of price action. I think community is a little different. Goosano's had that, don't get me started, which was dope. I love the Goosano's community and energy in the beginning. And then we still got some good friends that are in the Goosano's community. I still hold a Goosano, but I just feel like this Billy movement is going to be huge, and we're going to see the impact here at this conference.
I agree. Runes, this is big news, guys. We're getting into the news here, but the Ordinals news. So Runes Terminal has now partnered with Merlin Chain to bring Runes Pad to the Merlin ecosystem. So right now we have Merlin Starter. So this is the second launch pad. You're gonna see launch pads, guys. You know, I haven't experienced this personally, but what I'm being told is they bring the most consistent amount of gains to their users, not only from their token value, but owning their token usually gets you into these ICOs to where you can get a big chunk of if you have enough money to get in. So that's where I am particularly looking is launch pads, because last cycle apparently the launch pads won the entire cycle if you invested in launch pads. And Francis Dune is one of the people that told us this. He was a launch pad guy. He made a lot of his money that he just bought a brand new Benz the other day. I'm sure with the launch pad money. So shout out to him.
That video is hilarious.
Can I show it? I kind of want to show it.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, we love our guy Francis. He's hilarious. But yeah, but while you're loading that up, look at him. Oh my gosh, that's a dope car, man. Is that AMG? I think that's like an AMG or something.
It's a slow motion on his ass. I did not do the video. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
sorry, guys.
Yeah, but aside from that hilarious video, back to Runes Terminal. So this is what the third Western builder, or from our ecosystem. Runes Terminal is building on Merlin Chain. We told you guys about Merlin Chain a long time ago, and I get it. There was, some FUD thrown at him, but we just could see. I mean, we knew Jeff for a long time, but not just that, just the Bitcoin layer 2 sidechain, really, but that was so focused on bridging over layer 1 assets to the point that these builders that wanted to scale had no other choice. Now they're realizing, they're like, oh wow, like Merlin Chain is leaps and bounds ahead of every other Bitcoin layer 2 that we can bridge and do layer 1 assets with. So I don't know, what's your thoughts on what I just said?
Yeah, I mean, this is big. This is Runes Terminal, So the problem with Runes Terminal was when Runes dropped, right? We were both really big on it. Like we were like, oh wow, it's another BTC startup lab, you know what I mean? It's another project from there. But when we went to the site on launch day, nothing, right? So we're like, okay, we'll give them some time. A week later, still nothing. A month later, still nothing. It wasn't really until we heard about them again until their ICO. And their ICO was around 90 cents, I think, and the price went to like $1.40 and then kind of fell back down to 90 cents. So I wasn't really sure what to expect from these guys. Being a launchpad on Bitcoin, I didn't think they had much opportunity being a launchpad on layer 1 Bitcoin. Only because there's not a lot of stuff that can be launched on layer 1 Bitcoin right now until OpCap comes, right? You can have marketplaces, you can have, very centralized things like that, but you can't just have forks and just pump and just fun little degen projects to come. There's not really much you can have at all on layer 1 Bitcoin that can actually what do you like? What would you need a runes pad for on layer 1 Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, I mean, the idea was to launch new runes projects, right? But it's just, you're right, the degen energy isn't quite there yet for the time that, the limitations of Bitcoin. That's what it is. It's the limitation, because the degens are here. I mean, you can see with these meme coins. So really, successful launch pads right now on Bitcoin layer 1 really only have success with these ordinals collections projects. That's what I'm seeing, right? They're not able to launch really a token. No one's getting hyped about a token. Nope. The last time anybody got hyped about a token with a launch pad was OXBT, which did very well once, and then after that, like Luminex tried to launch the Punk token, and then something else. It was just, sniping and a lot of stuff just wasn't good, right? With that experience. But here's Yashir. He says Runes Terminal used BNB for fast staking process, but they failed. This is the reason they reached out to Merlin Chain. Hey, I mean, they tried to use another EVM chain, but didn't work, and now you're starting to see Merlin Chain is having success with Ordinal Hive. They're about to have VDEX, if you look at, Unicross having success with the bridging and stuff. So they're probably like, this makes the most sense. We're going to see how it plays out.
Yep. Yeah, so I think this is big. It's big for Merlin. It's just a matter of time before everyone goes to Merlin, right? It's a matter of time before every project eventually has a team. Obviously the main project of Rune's terminals still own Bitcoin, right? That's their main baby, that's their thing. But having a side project that's built an EVM on Merlin is it's stupid not to, because eventually it's going to get really expensive to do things over here, and Merlin's going to be that chain that's it's been around for already what 4 or 5 months now, and it's just going to keep getting better and better and stronger, and you're going to see more and more assets, and that's the number one thing, getting your assets from L1 to L2. That's the big deal. But once they're already there, it's game time, right? There's no reason to really not play over there. At least get educated.
It's the scalability, right? Because what we're starting to see is that you have projects like Ordinal Hive that initially probably had this great imagination of, we're going to be the Blur of Bitcoin on layer 1, and because there's going to be future innovation and all that stuff. But then they realized, oh wait, that is going to take some time. We need to scale this out. We need to launch before the bull market. And so they realized that Merlin was the best option. Same thing's happening with Rune's terminal now, right? Both Runes, these are both native Runes projects. Like, they have a Runes token, And so I think what we're going to see is, and I'm probably going to get some pushback and hate for this, but I think we're going to see that Merlin is going to be what Stacks has always wanted to be to Bitcoin. Obviously, it is EVM technology, so it is different in that aspect. But because they're able to create these synthetic versions of these layer 1 assets, and it's one-to-one, it's a bridge back and forth, right? So we'll see. I still have some optimism left with Stacks. They have the Nakamoto upgrade, but once the liquidity starts to flow in, there's going to be these hedge funds and traditional TradFi guys looking for other ways to make money, because the Bitcoin boat has sailed, right? They're not going to want to buy a ton of Bitcoin at 150K. They're going to want to buy Merlin token or something on Merlin that's related to Bitcoin in some way, right? So
I agree. Jump to the next thing here. Inscripedia. This is Jeroen. If you don't know who Jeroen is, you haven't been in the space long enough. He's 24-hour. It gives his opinion every 24 hours of what is hot in the space, and it really helps me as well. Kind of make sure I'm on top of stuff, because he's always on top of stuff. But he says, we are happy to announce Casey Rodamore as our first author published on Inscripedia. The collection is entitled Season 0 KC Collection. So what Inscripedia is, it's basically your bookstore, your library, and your basically they're taking
publisher in a sense.
Publisher, that's the word I was looking for. So they can actually help you publish your book and put it right in their library and their bookstore. And you probably say, like, what do I need that for, right? I can just go to the blockchain and find it. But that's the problem. It's going to blockchain and find it, right? This way you can actually own the book. Yeah, you can go to the library, you can read your book, right? But owning the book, which a lot of people like to do, is a big deal, especially if it's a first edition, especially if it's something that you can trade on Magic Eden, right, as a collection. So this is pretty big deal, with Casey being the first one. So we know that Casey has Wanko Manko and a couple other different books. There's 5 books that are being published as Casey as the author. I think this is pretty big.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty cool of him to agree to do this with Jeroen, or maybe Jeroen just took the inscriptions and is doing it this way. But
you got Casey's blessings though.
Okay, yeah. So I think that Jeroen is a person in our space that is in the know constantly. He's the reason why he's built this following is he's great at writing. He has a passion for writing. We had several just private calls with the guy, and you could tell that he's passionate about this project. Initially, it was a Web 2 project that he's been wanting to do for a longest time, and he's just built this audience here. He says it makes sense to do here, and who knows how that grows out, right? So I think it's really cool. I think it's ambitious. I think that, he probably is going to have a little bit of, a hard time, maybe not a little bit, maybe a challenge ahead of him, but I think he is, tooled to be able to take that on. Right. Yeah. He has the people that kind of trust his analysis and stuff like that. So we'll see. I think it's going to be very interesting. Like I do these things every morning with the Billy Cats. I do like a lore kind of backstory of all the cats that I own. And I was just thinking off the top of my head, why not just put together like a inscription digital booklet or book of the Billy Cats stories. Yeah. Right. That's something that could be really cool and added to this
Dude, you should definitely do that.
You know what I
That'd be
mean?
pretty cool.
So it's just ideas bouncing off our heads. But I think that this is something that's going to be looked at a year from now and be like, wow, you know, he built that. That's awesome. So I'm happy for Jiren.
I wonder if AI can take your story and make it into like a little short little cartoon eventually. I don't know if it can do it now, but eventually it'd be cool.
Yeah, maybe we dive into some AI and figure out
Yeah,
if we
dude.
can do that.
Billy Cat cartoons. Let's go. So yesterday we had the decentralized mint. You paid I think $100 in decentralized, and then you got a $6,000 ordinal, which it was selling for 6,000. I think it's dropping now a little bit, but it's made a lot of people angry because the first 500 were definitely in, right? Or no, first I think it was like 100, and then I know I was in the second phase, and I had no
Did they
shot.
do like a
Right? There was
raffle or
1,000 people.
something?
Yeah, did a raffle for the first 100 whitelist, and then I was in the second part of it, and I had no shot at this. And it kind of was annoying because like I purposely held decentralized for that reason. And then I just sold my decentralized and my Prometheans after that because it was like I'm just not big on them anymore. I just think that you know, it was kind of a waste for them to get Rune Su because they're just not I don't think they're just not Bitcoiners, right? So
Is that your take on them now? It's just
yeah,
kind of like they're not used to the space, so they don't know how it works and that kind of approach. Yeah.
It's such a bad look to come out and charge someone $1,000 for something and then be yelled at. And then they always have this thing, oh, we're the most fudded thing ever. Everyone says, oh, we love the FUD. We're the most fudded. And then they drop it to $100. And it's just like, if you would have did that originally, right?
Yeah, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Again, just like what the what Jason Sora did from with their Karma Stone. Come out and charge, you know, $1,000 for this, and then come out and say, and it just fails because it's being looked at as a money grab, and then it's just like you were forced to go to $100. Like you didn't want to, you were forced to do that.
Well, what do you do in that situation? First, I know what you're gonna say is that you shouldn't have done it in the first place.
Yeah,
but like this kind of lines up with what you said. They're not really, you know, the ordinals type of community or Bitcoiners and stuff in this. So for them to put that initial price point out at $1,000, you feel like they're disconnected from the community here to do that, right? If they did do that, then what do you do? Do you just scrape the project altogether, or do you do what they did and go down to $100?
So at that point, you already messed up. It's kind of like, you know, the toothpaste is
free airdrop at this point.
Yeah, the toothpaste is already out the tube. At that point, you just kind of take a step back and say, you know what, guys, we made a mistake, and then just don't put the project out. It's because it's just going to get you. I guarantee you, this project it's just down only from the 0.1 that it came out at. I can't see it really flourishing the way it would have been if it was a free mint, or if it was, I don't know, like everyone loved how the Prometheans dropped, right? They dropped it. It was like perfect. It was an airdrop. It was perfect in that way. But it's not a point in the cycle where that stuff is okay right now. It could be in the future, but right now it's just not.
Yeah,
because there's no retail here. It's just all the community members, and it's just, I don't know.
No, I agree. I think like maybe like 3-4 months from now or 6 months from now, you're able to kind of put out a price and get away with it. And then if not, then, you know, people are you're more actually focused on your individual community because there's so much going on outside of that. So the whole entire community might not even be focused on you, but because it is kind of a slower, you know, time right now in ordinals and stuff, it's like you have a microscope on you right now. You know what I'm saying? And so you can get away with trying to charge $1,000 in 6 months, and then your community specifically might get pissed, and then you can adjust it, right?
Yeah.
And then you'll be fine. But because the entire ordinal space at that point would be bigger, they're focused on other projects too. They don't care about spending money.
Yeah.
But right now, because things are slow, you're gonna be under a microscope. You're gonna be criticized very heavily.
Yep. It's timing. Timing is the most important part. And everyone likes, you know, when. But if they would have just came out and teased this project and spent more time with it, maybe the 10K collection instead of 222, just spent more time with it. You know, you don't gotta come out in July with this, because it could have been something in September, but being teased and being hyped up, and then potentially being a free mint with the team getting, I don't know, 500 or something like that, right? Like, I think that is fine. Charging for this stuff right now is it's a waste. But Yasher says
They bought it.
Yeah, rumor has it too, and I didn't want to say this, but since Yasher brought it up, the rumor is the team botted it up. The team they put their wallet address on there and they botted it up. So they need money,
right?
So it's very Yeah, I don't know if that's true.
It's not,
Maybe
it's not fact, guys.
on it.
So it's just speculation. We're not saying this happened for 100%, but it is speculation. So
and
yeah,
Yasher says these people belong to the Ethereum field where they can abuse people's trust. Yeah, exactly. We don't want that.
Well, okay, so I'm gonna play advocate real quick, okay? Devil's
Yeah.
advocate. So let's say I'm on the other side of this. I'm on the team side or whatever, and we released the rune. We did Prometheans. Prometheans, first of all, when they came in and did Prometheans, they got like a really good reception by the Ordinals community. So let's kind of put a timeline here. So the Ordinals community received, these the Kongs very well with Prometheans. It's pre-rune, and then from pre-rune they bought the second number 2 rune, decentralized.
Yeah.
So they bought the number 2 rune. So again, that's credibility so far. So people are happy, right?
Yeah.
And then the rune space kind of just fell flat on its face, right? And they went quiet for a while. Then they get, constantly poked and prodded and says, like, what's going on here? What's going on here? What's going on here? Nothing really coming out, just little teasers here and there. And then they keep getting prodded and prodded and prodded. And then they release this collection. So if I'm coming from their perspective and I'm saying, look, I mean, we were sitting there, we didn't want to release anything, but we kept getting hit by the community and we didn't want to lose our credibility in the Bitcoin space. And that's why we did this. What would your response be?
See, the problem with that is they kept 3,000 on the Prometheans, right? So it was 18,000. I think the team kept a good portion of the Prometheans, right? So what that did was the team got a lot of the token airdrop, right? So the team already kind of got paid for it, right?
The Prometheans,
like the team made money on the Prometheans.
Yeah, I'm not sure of how that transactions went through, but if they kept 300 and they don't have majority of those, and obviously, they made their money on that.
Yeah. So what was your exact question though?
It was basically like we weren't going to release anything for a very long time, but the community kept asking us to do something, to say release something, like release a project related to the rune, or do this and that. And so like they were like, I'm not saying this is what their stance is. I'm just putting a hypothetical out there, right? And they were like, okay, well, we're going to charge in decentralized, and I don't know what they do with that, right? Let's say they burn it or whatever they do. And we didn't want to do this, but like the community kept putting pressure on us, and we didn't want to lose our reputation in the Bitcoin space. So what would you say to that? Like, well, you just kind of in a bad spot, or you should just did nothing and just release something amazing once you were ready.
That's the big problem that I think keeps happening in the space. People are just they want, obviously everyone wants it, but you don't have to come out with something, but tease it. Screw your redacted bullshit, screw your shit. Come out and show us what you're building, right? Come out and say, hey guys, we inscribed the first 200 of his 10K collection. We're going to keep inscribing, and then we're going to do some type of cool mint later. You don't need to come out and just put out a stupid 200 collection. It's dumb. It's not going to get traction. There's not enough. It's not going to show up on Magic Eden constantly. It needs to be these larger collections if you're going to do a PFP collection, right? So it's like you don't need to come out and just put something out. You need to start teasing things to the point of actually showing them, right? I think that is the one thing that doesn't happen in our space. Like RSEC with the RuneCoin stuff. Show us what you're building. Just show us what you're building. You don't need to drop it. You don't need to drop your exchange, but just give us some screenshots. Give us, obviously you can go and say people can front run us. But if you're taking this long to build this project out, people are going to be way behind you anyway. And if someone comes to the scene and does a jacked up version of what you're doing, you're just going to come out and look that much better when you're ready.
Yeah.
Right. So
do you think they should have teased the collection?
Yes, I think this should have been 200 of the 10K collection. So
And
now
just
they can't
not.
come. They can't add to this now because the price point's just too high. So if everyone would have known
I
this
see
was a
what you're
10K
saying. So
collection,
they should have had a 10K collection. They should have teased it to keep the
yes,
community,
the 200 inscribe it. Say, guys,
interested and stuff like that. Yeah, that's actually a really great point. And Yasher says, guys, Ape Odyssey did the same before the
Yeah.
launch of the Runes protocol. They just botted the launch pad and sold it on
Yeah.
secondary. This way, you get the hunger from the community. I mean, it is what it is. It is the thing in our space. I think it's a thing in the entire NFT space as well. I think, but it's, you just get a little bit hit harder, a little bit more pushback in our space because you're under a microscope when things are slower. I mean, it is what it is with that, right? So,
but you don't need to launch something stupid. You can just take your time with it, but show us what you're building. Just show us what you're building.
Yeah,
that's all I ask for these
that's
builders.
fair.
Just like be like the redacted shit doesn't work.
Node Monks did a perfect job on this, even though they pissed people off on the Dutch auction and stuff like that. What they did was they were really smart about this. They gave out honoraries, right? People knew that these Node Monks were low inscription numbers, so maybe add a layer of value onto whatever you're doing, like maybe uncommons or something like that. Tease them, maybe do some sort of honoraries, and then keep teasing when we're getting closer, but not necessarily we're gonna happen. And then because I'll tell you this about Node Monks, they did such a good job that with that, what you're saying, the rollout of the marketing rollout, that they got everybody extremely hyped, pissed everybody off, and said, I don't give a damn if you want to buy this or not. We're doing the Dutch auction, and that shit sold out like quick. Right. And then
the price.
What are Node Monks right now?
Yeah, they're the best
top
collection, and
they're the top collection in this. If we're being honest, if you look at floor price consistency, they're the top. They got to 0.85. So and again, goes back to your point of who's behind Node Monks. People in the space. They're like one. They know this space.
They understand Bitcoin, and so it's just this that they should have done. If they should have just kept teasing everyone, came on like different shows, did different things, put out stuff, did spaces, saying, hey guys, what do you guys think? What should be the next 200 that we inscribe? Should we do a space version of these? Should we? And just keep making different stuff. Keep the community involved. Keep us involved. Keep us feel like you're taking our opinion in, and that will just drive up the price of the token. And then at that point, in October, November, December, then you can charge $1,000 per one, or you can do a Dutch auction type thing, and that way it could do really well. But the entire time you're telling us, hey, this is going to be a Dutch auction, but it's not just like, oh, boom, Dutch auctions tomorrow. No, that's not going to work.
Kind of what Node Monks did. They said they were going to do a free.
But they had the hype there already. But the right thing for Node Monks would have been done is not say it was a free mint in the beginning, and they would have said Dutch auction from the very beginning. It wouldn't have been a big deal at the end.
Yeah, but I think they also had like a master plan that like even if they hiccuped misstepped once or twice, like their plan was so strong, and the confidence of them, they were just kind of like, you're in it or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got Titus here saying send nodes. Send nodes, Titus. Send nodes.
Yep.
I did well off of Node Monks. I could have done a lot better if I were a part of that Dutch auction, which I wish I was. But.
We got some comments here. I do want to hit on a few things before, because we have Raul join us soon, but we'll definitely get to all your questions. I promise you guys. But for right now, we're gonna hit on. I'm gonna keep it moving a little bit and hit on. Because I want to talk about the track. So track's been on a freaking heater right now. Over $2 for the first time in months. They announced their Friday, July 26th at 3 p.m. UTC, which is, I want to say, about 7 a.m. Eastern time. Maybe I'm wrong there. But 300 licenses, 500 tracks. So, guys, the last one was 300 track. This one is 500 track each. Pledge must be, so in order to pledge, you must hold the 500 track in that wallet, and you got to go fill out their paper. So go to track. They have a new paper you have to fill out, and potentially you guys get in this. We were a part of the first validator. We got one of the first. I definitely want to get another one, if not another 2 more here if we're eligible. But I think these track validator licenses are going to be big in the future, and they're going to just keep getting more and more expensive. It's 500 this time, 800 next time, 1,000 I think 750 next time, and then 1,000 the following time. So this is pretty big.
Yeah, it is big. And you can see after that big brick of 25,000 track was bought up, the validator system type of approach is starting to kick in. I think next Sunday, maybe, or the 26th
Friday.
is the next round. Okay, Friday. We'll be in
Yeah.
Nashville, but that's going to kick off the next round, and I could see these, getting track getting to maybe $3.
Yeah.
It needs to go on a really, really strong run on this next run up, in my opinion, to build up that confidence again, right? So,
Yep, for sure. And I have this chart on track real quick that I've been kind of following, and this is what I'm thinking for track here. I'm curious of your opinion on this. So let me zoom in here. So we just
I
broke
like
out this
it.
downtrend. We just broke out this downtrend, right? And then now we're finally out of the trend, right? And then I took this from S&B. So he created this. I just took his lines and then kind of went from it. So this is where it broke, and this is where I started buying heavily down here. And this is the first run up, second run up here. So I think this continues though, and I think this kind of goes all the way up. It's going to follow this wedge and kind of break up. And you can see my price target here is you're going to see a lot
$1
of
million.
that.
That line keeps going up.
It's about $44. And I think it's going to end around July 2025. Yeah. But I know it's going to be around $30. I think we're going to hit this $30 mark, but I think $45 is very fair for this to get to. A lot of people say I'm not bullish enough, but you have to remember, like, I'm trying to be conservative here. So, but I think $45
is rare of
number.
Shizzy.
I know, but July of 2025, I think a lot of stuff's going to top out, and I think you're going to see track at like $44.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that definitely can you zoom back in and then pull up that bottom part there? Because that definitely shows a, kind of pause to the bleed out of that downtrend, and a possible uptrend starting, right? So I think that's the promising part here. We need further confirmation. I think that next price would be, can you pull down the bar, the chart? Yeah, pull it down, grab it. There you go. Now show that peak before the last downtrend on the up one more up to the left, or to the other direction, up further, up. There you go. What's that price point?
2.96.
Okay, so I think that's a big confirmation. Yeah, it's a big confirmation point. So if we can get past $3, right, and then really start to ride that momentum up, then I think we are possibly on the way to $10, and then eventually the targets that we think are going to hit for this run.
100%. All right, guys, it's that time of the day. We got to jump into one of our partners here. It's Fluid Fridays, one of our favorite segments of the week. If you guys don't know what Fluid is, you guys are living under a rock right now. Fluid, they are borrowing and lending. They are swap. And now we're hearing rumors of a staking project, guys. So we're excited to talk to Raul today. He is here. He's joining us today, so it's going to be absolutely amazing. But real quick, though, for anyone who doesn't know Fluid, can you give maybe a little breakdown?
Yeah, so Fluid Tokens is a project that originally started on Cardano, which is the UTXO model chain that has smart contracts, and they've been around a while, right? And so they started out as a borrowing and lending protocol over there for NFTs, Cardano NFTs, and started to notice what was happening over here on Bitcoin, and that Bitcoin ecosystem was building out, and that innovation was happening over here. And so they researched that and saw that, hey, this could be a good market fit for them, and they extended their footprint. And now they've been over here for the last several months of building, and we've had them on several calls and decided, hey, this is a great partnership, mutually beneficial partnership. And we brought them on, and it's been an amazing experience because these guys have the experience of innovating on UTXO model chains. So, and that's exactly what they brought, right? So they have the decentralized type Rune DEX, as well as the borrowing and lending side for ordinals, but they're just getting started, right? They're building out these features, and so the staking feature is something that I'm super excited, because at the end of the day, any infrastructure project that can increase total value on Bitcoin's native layer outside of just Bitcoin itself is really, really important. And that's what they're trying to accomplish here.
Yep. TVL and Bitcoin. I think that's the goal. But I saw a tweet from Raul. this week. He said the smartest thing I ever did was learn UTXOs years and years ago. And how amazing is that? Like that, Cardano UTXO chain. So he had to learn UTXOs, and now how amazing that is over here with the ordinals and stuff. I think it was just like perfect for them. I don't know if they got lucky, but maybe they saw the future and said, "Hey, we'll just practice over here until the."
Yeah. Breaking news, real quick. We just broke above 66,000. We're at 66,200. So looks like the lid is popping off. Perfect time to bring our guy Raul in.
Yeah. So without further ado, let's bring up Raul from Fluid Tokens. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi guys, how are you?
Amazing, man.
Good.
How are you?
How are you doing?
All good, all good. It's Friday,
Awesome.
so preparing things to leave for Nashville next week, and
Yes, sir.
we'll meet there.
For sure, for sure. You guys have been really busy, just heads down building. By the way, Raul is the CTO for Fluid Tokens. And so he's in charge of all, the tech side and innovation and stuff. So he's always busy building. But you guys have been doing a little bit more than just growing from a building perspective. You guys are building your network as well, and kind of, I would say having integrations and just getting to know the network here. Could you talk a little bit about what that experience has been like? Has it been welcoming here? Is it easy to kind of work with these other builders in the space?
I would say that it's been really a nice experience. Probably tough at the first, like at the beginning, because imagine someone that nobody knows writes you from zero and tells you, "Hey, I'm building this cool stuff. Look, it works," and you have to you are just wondering where does it come from? I never heard of this, and one thing that really helped us for the networking was really looking forward in the community, looking forward the events that were around the space. I think that we went to Bitcoin Paris where we were able to, no, sorry, Blockchain Paris where we were able to connect with Xverse team. And it was super helpful for helping us to understand how to work and improve our network. Then we went to Ordinal Lisbon, and that was very, very helpful. Also because Paris was before runes and Lisbon was after runes. So they were kind of different in this sense. Like there were so many things happening already. And now my personal goal for this Bitcoin Israel is to really increase at most our networking and get in touch with the builders, with the people, the ones that are working with, the ones that are using actively Bitcoin for not just the DGen stuff, but even to to understand that maybe the ones that are still learning a bit step by step. And yeah, it's going to be a great opportunity for us.
Yeah, for sure.
It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be exciting. Let's kind of dig into a little bit. How far are we from the staking? I'm sorry, the swap leaderboard. When are you guys thinking about that? Next week, maybe?
Probably after Nashville. So
Okay.
at the end of Nashville, we will see the first staking vaults, and we have already one partner now that is on board. We asked to create, let's say, the proper interface for that. And but I think that probably on Bitcoin Nashville we will be able to explain a bit better how does it work and why it's so beneficial in general for the ecosystem, not only for Bitcoin, not only for the project community, but also for the project itself, because it actually provides value, it provides utility, and they can use it how they want.
Yeah. So I think Shizzy was talking about the actual dashboards for the leaderboards, the points and stuff. Is that something? Do you think that people will be able to see soon, or will there be a little bit delayed on that?
No, I think that on Monday. This is my target. Wow. Yes.
Okay.
So
I want to go to Nashville and have already delivered that. So
awesome.
Gotcha.
So what you're saying was the staking is going to be when you get back from
Yeah,
Nashville,
sorry.
but the
Exactly.
swap, the leaderboard. No, that was awesome. Because that was actually my next question, so that's perfect too. But the swap, guys, if you haven't used the swap yet, you got to get on the leaderboard. It's really so simple. You just have to go over here, pop a number in there. It'll automatically give you the amount of dog that you're going to get. And we did notice this, Raul. I'm not sure you guys are probably already working on it, but the amount is not matching up a little bit for the Bitcoin and the dog. Is there anything you guys working on that?
Uh, Actually, if you open up the pro mode, you will
Okay.
understand what's going on. So
Okay.
as you see, there are not a lot of sell orders right now.
Okay.
Like nobody's selling dog. So
Mm,
the price you see, the matching, is
Is the first
probably
available.
exactly that is not
Yeah.
a
okay.
very good price for that. But at the same time, as you see, it's a good moment or a good place right now to sell dog. Like there is demand
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah.
if
Dude, that's
you if
actually, yeah, you can utilize that because if you look, if you
Yeah.
scroll up, you can actually see right there in that chart too. So you can see like the sell orders are way below the buy orders, right?
Yeah.
So people are probably, if you think about this from a logical perspective, they're thinking dogs market cap's pretty low. They don't want to sell cheap. They want to hold for the run up. But if you want to liquidate your dog, then right now is the best time to do it because there's so many buyers here. Is what
exactly.
what you're saying, right?
Exactly. And at the same time, this means that if you want to sell your dog, you can actually do it for a price higher than what is on Magic Eden, and you still will be the best price in the decks. So you can
Yeah.
use this as strategy.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes a lot of sense because look at the buyers, dude. Like you have the leverage here as a seller.
Yeah.
If you scroll down, you can see what price you don't necessarily have to sell it at the cheapest price
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
so many buyers, right? So you can kind of see what they're willing to buy it at and match it up. So I think this is more like that kind of arbitrage situation,
Yeah.
from Magic Eden. Go buy the dog, right? Cheap over there on the floor, and then come over here and choose how much you want to sell it for.
Exactly.
That's the secret.
There's an opportunity there, guys. Let's see who's willing to take it for sure. Yeah, man.
Yep.
All right.
Awesome.
We'll kind of get into the staking part now. Could you kind of explain what that is? Because we know we've been in talks with you, but we're not sure how much you guys are willing to unveil. So we would like you to speak on it if you don't mind.
No, absolutely. I think that now we can say everything. That is no problem.
Awesome.
So first of all, we didn't. It's not a new op code. It's not something that we created, but it's an OP code that was always on Bitcoin as we know it right now. And this it's a time lock script basically, or OPCLTV if you want to go into the tech details. And how does it work? Essentially, I can create an address that follow this rule. I can't spend anything from there. I can't withdraw anything from there until a specific day. So this is how it works. And actually, it is the application. It was thought for the vesting things. Imagine that I want to have a vesting smart contract somehow, periodic monthly rewards to someone. I don't know, for any reason. The applications could be so many. This is the ideal case. You have this contract where you can withdraw this month, the next month, and so on. And I can prove to you that I have paid my own, but the time is going to be written on the chain. And at the same time, how can we convert it into the staking? Well, it works in the same way. Me as user, I will deposit in this address my runes, my ordinals, even my Bitcoin could be, according, there are so many applications. And I won't be able to unlock it until the specific day, the specific time, and so on. And this is helpful because it means that I can prove to anyone that I have locked until a day. I can prove that I've locked the right amount of runes, the right ordinal, and that I'm not lying because you can verify it on chain. And if I am correct and you promise somehow rewards, you can deposit the rewards in the same address, and I will be able to claim everything at the end of the period. So it's literally how staking works. In other chains, maybe you can tailor and edit and make it a bit more custom. But even like this, it's very interesting because you are using not even the taproot scripts. You are using the basic Bitcoin scripts available.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's almost like the builders and ordinals were so focused on, you know, inscriptions and the ordinal script or the taproot scripts that they overlooked something that has been there, right? And so I think this is huge. I can't wait to hear your first partner that you guys have brought on board. But where I see this could be really beneficial is whenever you have ordinal projects that possibly have like a runes token community as well, right? So let's say, you know, I always bring up the Billy Cats, for example. Let's say that, you know, the founder of Billy Cats wants to stake, allow their community to stake Billy Cats, and then they can get paid out in the rune token at the end of the stake, right? So a lot of times people are worried that there's going to be a split of liquidity, but this solves kind of, you know, making the utility between both. So I think it's really promising.
Yeah, exactly. Also, I think that we have seen many times, you know, the snapshots. After this, as soon as the snapshot is over, you see a lot of sell pressure coming along, right? But in this way, you know, you can create your staking, you can have rewards directly there, and you reduce at the same time the sell pressure because people are going to purchase the ordinal or the rune in order to be able to stake.
Yeah. So for an idea, just so I can break this down for, to the community. So it doesn't have to be the leader or the creator of that coin. It could be a community member, right? So for instance, if I'm a Bitcoin frogs holder, I want the frogs to do well in the next couple of months. It would be beneficial for me to create the ribbit token rune, correct? And then have people stake their frog for 2 months. And everyone who stakes their frog for 2 months gets that ribbit token. And I can just be a community member. I can create the token. I can reach out to you guys, create this locking mechanism. And then once that's paid, I, as the creator of this token, just distribute all these tokens to all the stakers, which locks the frogs up for 2 months, which causes the trading to really be different, right? It's not going to be as listed. It's going to be more the people that are listing like, oh no, you know what? I have a bunch of frogs. I'm locking all these up. I want to earn this ribbit token. That a community member, now it's a community project coming along and putting this together and only giving it to people who truly believe in the frogs that are willing to hold it for 2 months, correct?
Correct, exactly. So like at this stage, we are trying to network with the direct creators of the project and so on.
Yeah.
But the ultimate goal is to have this completely permission. Like if one day you wake up and say, "Hey, you know what? I want to create my staking vault for this project. This is the rewards that I want to put," and everyone can actually join. And the cool stuff is that it's permissionless. So whoever created the staking vault, cannot touch the ordinal or the runes that were staked. Like it's not possible that. And at the same time, the rewards are going to be shown up front, so the users will know that there are actually rewards at the end of it.
Somebody should do this. If someone don't do it, I'm going to do it. Create the ribbit token, lock out the frogs. That'd be really cool. Someone should do that.
I think initially they're working with the project creators, but eventually permissionless, which would be really, really cool. On the flip side, well, not necessarily the flip side, which is kind of parallel, the utility side of things, right? Let's say something like NUSD, right? NUSD would be perfect for this, right? You lock up the block height to a certain block height, you earn a certain amount of BAMP rewards, you know, that could get paid out. Another utility project would be like Agora, right? Like if you're an Agora token holder, you earn a part of the whole market maker process of the betting and all that stuff. You earn percentage. So I think there's a lot of utility for this in the space. And I think the more that people start to do this, projects start to do this, more other projects will come on board as well. So I think 6 months from now, we're going to be looking at this and being like, wow, the total value of Bitcoin has really increased, substantially.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that considering maybe it's going to be harder to with TVL and ordinals, it's going to be harder because on the floor side you can have more fluctuations. Like it's sometimes it's not that easy to understand the proper value of ordinals locked. But on the opposite side, for the runes, it's way easier. Like you can have the price of the single rune, the average price all over all the markets available, and that gives you a proper TVL.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're right, though, this is a better solution for whitelist stuff, like you said in the beginning, because if people have to lock their stuff up, a lot of times too, when you're given something free, you haven't earned it, you just kind of dump it real quickly. It's just given free. But if you have to lock your asset up and you have to sit there and watch the price go up, you're paying time, because time is a currency, just like Bitcoin is. So you're paying your time to earn this token. It gives you more. It gives that token more like value, to say, right? So that's one big thing too, because you're locking it up for a certain amount of time to earn. You're earning the token. You're not just being given it. So that's something I think would really change the way we do things in here, in Bitcoin for sure.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
100%. All right, I got a couple questions from the audience for you, Raul, if you don't mind.
Yes.
So the first one comes from one of our community members, I Walk Alone. He says, "Good morning, Raul. When will Fluid support Unisat wallets?"
Okay, that's a good question right now. So Unisat is supported on the lending side, and it's not supported for the DEX right now. And also the staking is not going to be supported immediately. But why? There is a reason. The reason is that the only wallet right now that gives you a preview of the swap is Xverse. So we could enable, it's no problem for us. But at the same time, users are like signing a transaction without having the preview of what they are doing. Like they don't see properly the amount of runes that they are getting or giving away, and the amount of Bitcoin that they are getting, and so on. So we would like to have a, let's say, to protect our users on that sense, and make sure that when they are signing, they know what's happening, what's going on. But trust us, we are working on that. It's not something that we neglect.
Gotcha. Yeah. Maybe that's something that Unisat upgrades their wallet for. I think that would be really, really good, because I think it is important to, especially when you're trading tokens or staking, you get to see exactly, and Xverse does a good job with that. They put the descriptor in there and let you know what you're getting and what you're giving. So yeah, we'll see if Unisat upgrades that, because I know they're going to have the Apple Wallet, mobile wallet soon too. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Oh, nice.
Right. Mr. Sheedy says, "I just placed a limit order for some dog on Fluid. Easy peasy. Hope I get a pass." Yeah.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, speaking of the passes, as of right now, do you know kind of around how many spots remain in terms of the top 1,000 rankings? Because last time we talked, I think there was about like 600 spots around there remaining. Is that about the same, or is there less?
So a bit less actually, and I don't know right now the exact number, but however, what I've noticed is that in the last days, like every day, there are new users. Like the activity is increasing, and so we are happy regarding that. And I think that in the next days we will push a bit more tutorials maybe, and but we are happy. Like community are using them. They are understanding the power of having a permissionless liquidity providing and permissionless swap. And most important, that you can trade and split the runes in the same transaction. So you don't have to purchase a bulk. You can purchase exactly what you want.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Like if someone listed like a giant order for cheap of dog on Magic Eden, you can grab that whole order, take it to Fluid, jack it up, 10% in price. And in this scenario right now, that would sell, you know, it would sell pretty quickly because there's a lot more open orders to buy dogs. So you just made 10% really quickly. I mean, potentially. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, all right. Crypto University is asking, how do you get tokens? So I believe he's asking if he's interested in getting some fluid tokens. What's the best approach for them?
So sure. Right now, our token FLDT is available on MEXC exchange. So if you already have an account there, you can easily trade it there. It's available on Cardano network, so you can get it there if you are familiar with if you have a Cardano wallet and you're familiar with DEXs over there, and soon you will able to trade it on Fluid Tokens DEX on Bitcoin as Rune.
Yeah, so and it's going to be 1-to-1, right? Like if I buy one Fluid token on MEXC, I can get one Rune for that exact same token eventually down the line in some type of swap and that situation.
Exactly.
Bridge.
And this is also quite kind of interest because it means that you can get your Rune of FLDT, bridge it over Cardano, where there is already an ecosystem that is using it for DeFi and applications and so on. Do your own stuff and then go back to Bitcoin. Like it's going to be interesting.
I love that. I do. I love it. Locking it up in some type of liquidity pool over there, earning some of it, buying more Fluid token, taking the full stack back. I love that idea. And it's pretty cool too. It's like what people don't understand, like, all right, so let's just say Cardano does really well. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't care. I don't really care. But your token is going to do well from the Cardano side of things. And let's say Runes becomes huge from the Bitcoin side of things as well. I think you're getting exposure to Cardano, but just holding the Fluid token. And it's not like you guys have a giant market cap. So 14 million is the fully diluted market cap. This thing could, I don't know. I don't want to put any money on it, but this could really do amazing things once it gets on the Rune side, because you see tokens trading at $40 million, that have no utility at all. So this is something that I'm not financial advice whatsoever, but that's something that I'm personally getting involved in for sure.
Yep. The future definitely looks bright for Fluid tokens. All right, let's continue on here. So there is one more question or one more statement here. So on the borrowing and lending side, Kai, of one of our longtime members, Kai Effect, says, I tried to borrow against bitmaps, but it wouldn't recognize my maps. So have you guys not indexed the bitmaps yet? Is that why, or is there another reason why Fluid platform isn't recognizing the bitmaps?
Yeah, actually, we have actually try to understand, because it's not the first user, and the problem is this. So the bitmap indexing requires that you keep updating the list of bitmaps available, and the last time we took the snapshots, there were some missing, and so we are trying to keep it up and update it as soon as possible to get all the bitmaps, at least every month, keep it updated, and so all the users are able to actually use it. But if you encounter any issue like bitmap, we are working on that, but all the other collections should work. If you find any other issue with that, feel free to reach us on Discord, open a ticket, and we will check it.
Gotcha. All right, Kai, we will update you as soon as we get any updates on the bitmap indexing there.
For sure. Question from Crypto University: is FLDT on MinSwap? I'm not sure what MinSwap is, but I'm probably
Cardano,
sure you do.
I would imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. So MinSwap is our main DEX, and there is a liquidity pool very big there. So you are free to swap there, and if you are into Cardano, actually, the tool that I would recommend is Dex Hunter. Is this one? It's an aggregator of DEXs on the Cardano network, and you are able to trade every possible token directly. And I think that you can even use MetaMask and Solana wallet, so it's pretty global. Yeah.
Awesome. And yeah, that's cool. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So guys, just to kind of give you a heads up, these guys have Fluid tokens. They're established, right? They're one of the largest projects over on Cardano. So it's not like they're just coming out of left field and saying, "Hey, we want to build on Bitcoin." You know, we haven't built anything before.
Yeah.
So I think that, like, yes, right now is the beginning parts of the Bitcoin platform. So they're going through some of these innovations of building, adding, using Bitcoin's limitations, right? Because there's limitations here, obviously. So just imagine where they're going to be in 6 months. That's what I'll say, right? Because from what we're hearing, there's going to be also things added to Bitcoin Core. And imagine OpCat or OpCTV, which OpCat will be added first, but imagine OpCat being added to Bitcoin Core. And now you have on-chain computation functionality. Who's going to know how to do that better than anybody? The guys that just came from a chain that has that already and has had that for like years, right? So I'm sticking with them. I'm excited to see what they look like in 6 months, because I think they're going to be a huge infrastructure play here.
Amen. All right, Raul, man. Anything you want to say to the community before we let you go today?
No, absolutely. Well, if you want to try Fluid, feel free to do it. The platform is there. And if you don't find the liquidity or a good price for the rooms that you are willing to swap, feel free to create your limit order, enable email notification, because sometimes you get a swap, like someone wants to trade against you, but you miss the notification because you don't go like every moment on Fluid and so on. But with email notification, you can do it. You can complete the swap directly from Xverse mobile wallet, and so on the go. And any question, we are available on Twitter. Our DMs are open, or on Discord.
Yep. And if you guys want to reach out to us as well, we could definitely reach out to Raul for you. But if you can get to him directly, do that as well. So
Yep. All right, Raul. Well, we're excited to link up with you next week in Nashville, and we're excited for the dashboard and the vaults coming next week. So we will see you next week.
Guys, can't wait. See you in Nashville.
Thank you.
All right. See you later.
Absolutely amazing. As always, we appreciate when our partners come on, guys. I hope you guys do too, because these guys are taking time out of a busy day. He has so much to build, but he takes a half hour of his day to come on our show, which is absolutely amazing. And guys, the reason we partner with these projects is we're bullish on them. And that's the biggest thing. And you can say, we're partnering with them for otherwise, but no, every single partner, we have a really, really tight window of projects that we would bring on, right? It's not a lot of teams. So when we do choose a partner, it's for a reason of, we think this can be really good for our community, and we think that bringing them on and telling you guys, don't use the damn swap, just go use it. I'm telling you, one trade right now, you might need a few trades in the future, but as of right now, one trade gets you this pass. This pass is going to be staked.
Well, as of right now, because users are increasing, so there will be a point
as of right now.
But I think it's pretty safe to say, because there's only 12 days left, right?
Yeah.
But I brought up the fact that these guys are established builders over on Cardano, because for Bitcoiners and people in our space that don't really know much about them, they're just kind of like, okay, the platform seems like it needs some work here and there and all that stuff. That's how early you are over here in the innovation period, right? So I think you should feel blessed that you're so early, and that it's not just with them. It's a lot of our, either partners or projects that we have on. They're getting through the innovation period of infrastructure, right? So this is their Cardano site. You can see here, app.fluidtokens.com. If you want to research them further, I would highly recommend you guys do that. They're a huge player over there, right? Their token is established. It's on centralized exchanges. So you're early to a big Bitcoin ecosystem infrastructure lending and borrowing platform, as well as permissionless DEX, as well as staking. So that's how I look at it.
Yeah. So we did have a question. We're getting to more questions, but I'm hitting this real quick while I have this up. He says, I missed the show. Don't worry. You can go back and rewatch it. But he says, does he have swaps with NUSD? Yes. you can swap Bitcoin right into NUSD. You can only go in from Bitcoin and NUSD into Bitcoin for now, but down the line, I think you might be able to enable limit orders for NUSD in every asset eventually. So we'll see. But yeah, NUSD is one of the tokens that you can trade over here on the swap. So it's right here. Just go to find NUSD. It's right there. But yeah.
Yep. Dude, I'm so bullish right now on Bitcoin's price action. It's at 66,400.
You want to show the chart real quick?
Yeah, I mean, it just keeps going up. Hold on, give me a second here, though.
Yeah, do your thing.
Yeah, because I need to close out some things here. And let me show. Yeah, right here. I mean, this is just looking beautiful heading into the weekend, guys. And what makes me even more bullish on this is the 4-hour chart, which will give us a two-day forecast. I mean, guys, look, this sell pressure on the MACD is dying. It's done for the 4-hour. I mean, look, we're touching the lines here. We're heading in. We're going into the weekend bullish. You know, I'm just like, I usually don't overly get bullish one way or the other since I've been doing the price action, but I'm feeling very, very, very bullish about this weekend. I'm feeling very bullish heading into Bitcoin Nashville. I'm excited, guys. I think that, you know, our ecosystem will take advantage of this, you know, runes, BRC20s, whatever. So just be ready, because even leading up to the conference, there might be some crazy announcements at the conference. So I don't know. I hope this continues.
I think it will. And what that's doing as well is that's driving up the price of assets. NatCats are back up to almost 0.002. This is up almost 25%.
Those are not NatCats,
sorry.
Those are
Bitcoin, Billy Cats. The Billy Cats, sorry, are up to, sorry about that. I was sitting at 0.000196. So this is huge, guys. Bitcoin is really running. Let's kind of check on, do you have time to check on a few things? Okay. I know you have a tight stop.
I got a little more time.
All right, so you see a lot of things really running up. Yeah, MAGA's up to 30 greed fragment. So this is something. This is from our guy over at Magiset Quarry. So this is pretty big. Number 20, having quite of a day, up 32%. So really, stuff's really going up right now. But I just wanted to hit on that. Dog is really cheap right now. So Bitcoin keeps moving the way it's moving. You could see this being the bottom here, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'd never say never, but I mean,
Bitcoin keeps going up like that. I mean, I can't see it not, right?
Look, I mean, I'll refer back to Fred Krueger's post. We've defeated all the bosses up into the final boss, which is Gox, right? And I feel like Gox is a weak final boss, and so I truly feel like we're out of the dark. The one thing that does a little bit kind of make me think a little bit cautious about August, maybe the first week of August, is if we end up being super bullish here and we knock on all-time highs here in the last week of July, might have a little bit of pullback, but then that will propel us into the I don't think we get below 60,000 though. Even if that happens, we could go, let's say we hit like 75,000, 76,000, 78,000, maybe like last week of July, maybe first week of August, pull back to like maybe 70,000. It would just be a different, you know, price point of pullback. So
I agree. And we remember too, is like we've been sideways for going on 200 days. 200 days of sideways. We've been between 58,000, 55,000, and 74,000, right? That we've been in that point now for 100 and something days. Something needs to happen. We are coiling up for an explosion, whether that's north or south. One of them's going to happen, and obviously we think it's going to be north. And there's just too many people coming out and saying Bitcoin's going to triple, right? And what that's doing is people are buying right now. These big boys are buying. Only a matter of time before retail comes in and pumps up everyone's bags.
Yeah, I mean, and just this 4-hour chart has me so bullish on the weekend. And I mean, weekend's usually not super, you know, one way or the other, but this weekend is different. It's before Nashville. So we'll see. We'll see if I'm right, guys. Hopefully I am, because that'll be good for your bags. And
100%. We got any questions here? Wait on before we get out here.
I think there was one from Mauricio asking what's the best wallet for ADA. I don't know what the best one is. The one that I've used is
Nami.
Nami.
That is the one Raul recommended for us. Because we asked him what wallet we should get. He said Nami. So
Yep. And I think that's it. Guys, it was a little slower day today. It's a little weird, but still 208 people paying attention. You know, I think things are going to get crazy. So probably see some crazy numbers, you know, next couple of weeks. But if you do have a little bit of time, check out Ordinal Hive. It is live with the beta version on Merlin Chain, as well as I think, no, they're not live on Bitcoin yet, mainnet, but Fluid tokens, we just talked about that. Go earn the points for both those platforms. Get your pass for Fluid. VDEX, we met with him this morning, and we'll just say soon. That's what we'll say. And then, of course, our guys from Traverse Labs, guys, protect your Bitcoin Layer 1 assets. They have MFA. It's a really good, solid protection there.
Yeah. One thing with VTEX, though, we just found out this morning in our meeting that you will need a VPN if you are a U.S. citizen. Don't blame VDEX, blame Gary Gensler. So if you are going to be staking your mines, download a Nord wallet, which is I highly recommend. It's really cheap. It's like $2 a month, $3 a month. It's really cheap. And then there's a Mulvad, MULLVAD is another one that I use as well. So they're really cheap, guys. They're like $2, $3. You can download them. I highly recommend you using a VPN anyway. I always use a VPN with every trade. I don't want any of these exchanges or decentralized projects knowing where I'm coming from. So I highly recommend you downloading a VPN anyway. But in order to use, if you're an American citizen, in order to use VDEX, you will need a VPN saying you're not an American citizen, which is very illegal, by the way. People think that it's illegal to do that. No, you're allowed privacy here in the United States. You're allowed to hide your IP address. Yep.
And that is it. We will, see you guys on Monday morning at our normal time, and which is 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and and that is pretty much it. Oh, well, definitely check out the site.
Yeah, check out the site. If you're going to Bitcoin National, we have 21% off coupon. Use this, guys, and that is it. We'll see you guys. Hold on, let me get the banners right here. We'll see you guys on Monday.
Peace.
We OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo. Experts on reload. Man, pool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Rooms is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, like it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me.